We're here on a motion to extend the risk protection order.
On a recent Thursday in Hillsborough County,
I'm granting the risk protection order.
Judge Denise Pomponio temporarily stripped gun privileges from more than a dozen people.
Turned around and he had the gun on us.
Among them,
and it was loaded.
A husband and father whose wife and son described the frightening moments before police arrived.
I saw him flick the safety off and aim it right at me. And if my mom wasn't standing there, I think he would have shot me.
Why is mental health not serious?
A 30-year-old who called 911 upset police had not responded to his earlier call that his meds got stolen.
I'll tell you what. I'll grab the gun I got and I'll go to the mall. Thank you.
I haven't consumed anything.
And this young woman whose boyfriend feared the worst after she went to bed drunk and woke up suicidal.
I'm just going through like crazy mood swings right now.
That's not an issue.
They are among Florida's red flag recipients. Passed in 2018 following the deadly mass shooting at this high school in Parkland, the law was created to prevent future mass shootings and curb gun violence by letting police seek a court order barring someone from purchasing or possessing a gun for 1 year if a judge determines they're a threat to themselves or others. Since going into effect in the Sunshine State 6 years ago, Florida judges have granted more than 12,000 risk protection orders, or RPOs, according to Florida's Office of State Courts Administrator.
Do you think that RPOs have saved lives?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to try everything.
In Hillsborough County, records show between 2018, when the law took effect, and March 2022, judges granted nearly 1,000 risk protection orders. But between 2018 and 2022, gun-related murders dramatically increased, while firearm suicide deaths went up slightly. It's a similar trend for gun-related deaths statewide.
We always need to remember it's a piece of paper, and people will find a way to do what they want to do.
Advocates who push for Florida's red flag law touted as a major success.
It's one of the best things that we did.
Tony Montalto lost his daughter Gina in the Parkland school shooting.
It's the proactive nature of this that we've seen that has been so effective.
But even in the most proactive red flag counties, we've discovered there's little to no evidence that proves Florida's red flag law has done much to curb gun-related deaths.
Your county continues to lead the state with the filing of these red flag petitions.
We're simply following the law. That's all we're doing.
To date, Polk County, a rural conservative county about 45 miles west of Tampa, has issued over 2,300 risk protection orders, more than any other county in Florida, with the local sheriff's office, led by longtime sheriff and Second Amendment supporter Grady Judd, filing the lion's share.
I'm not going to apologize for keeping people safe or stopping people from killing themselves.
But while the rate of gun-related suicides in Polk County dropped slightly between 2018 and 2022, the rate of gun-related murders shot up by more than 50%.
It's not a well-refined tool, but it's a tool that I think we all have to follow.
Attorney David Carmichael represents local police departments in Polk County that file risk protection orders.
Prior to this, were you seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist?
An initial skeptic of red flag laws, he now believes, despite what the numbers show, RPOs are making his community safer.
In this circuit, we haven't had a mass shooting since we've implemented this.
On the day we saw him in court, he was seeking an RPO against a 20-year-old who lives with depression and recently told his mom he wanted to buy a gun.
Before this happened, you had been seeing somebody.
The judge granted the order. Most of the time, they do.
You have studied risk protection orders. What have you found in terms of whether or not they actually work to reduce gun violence?
It's a great question. It's the question that we're all looking for answers to.
Dr. Shannon Frateroli is a professor studying red flag laws at Johns Hopkins University's Center for Gun Violence Solutions. She says it's too soon to determine if red flag laws prevent gun-related deaths, but early studies show for every 10 to 20 risk protection orders granted, approximately 1 death by suicide was averted.
So those are pretty strong numbers. Again, we've seen those consistently in 2 states now. So early, but promising.
This is just a temporary thing because
Concerns
Yeah.
of other people.
Yeah.
And likely more reason we'll continue to see people at the center of scenes like this
It's what you feel is in your best interest. This is not a criminal court.
end up in courts like this. Teachers opting out of Florida classrooms over the past few years has been chalked up to pay, politics, and an overall lack of support. But new exit interviews from more than a half dozen Florida school districts this summer suggest there may be a shift in what's now driving teachers away.
I can't teach to the test anymore.
An ex-teacher in Palm Beach County added.
Parents delegate everything,
Remarked a former Pasco County teacher.
I feel value as a person, but not as an educator,
Said a former teacher in Hillsborough County. These first-hand sentiments, which we obtained through a public record request months after we started sharing teacher exit interviews, provide the most detailed understanding behind why teachers choose to leave. During the 2022-23 school year, we found more than 18,000 Florida teachers left their districts, representing nearly 10% of the state's publicly employed teachers at the time. More recent data has yet to be released, but according to these exit interviews, moving or relocating was listed as the top reason teachers separated from districts across Tampa Bay, Collier County, and Palm Beach County, while money came in a distant second or even third behind retirement. Since 2019, Florida has invested more than $4.6 billion in teacher pay, according to Florida's Department of Education. But while starting teacher salaries in Florida now rank 16th in the nation, the average teacher salary in the Sunshine State ranks a gloomy 50th, leaving some of these teachers venting about it on their way out.
Florida ranks 50th in the nation in teacher pay. Need I say more?
A former high school teacher in Palm Beach County stated.
Shameful,
described a Hillsborough County educator who also resigned.
How can you ask people to work so hard and pay them so little?
But also prompting teachers to go, these surveys show.
Testing. More testing.
And what some describe as extreme student behaviors, with one responding like this after an altercation with 5 high school boys.
After 25 years in education, I can say that I have never encountered such verbal aggression from a group, and I am not willing to be subject to abusive behavior.
The teacher ultimately resigned.
When you hear those sentiments from a teacher, does that scare you away, Courtney?
It scares me, but it doesn't scare me away.
USF students Courtney Bennett and Luke Vicio Duffy are education majors with sights set on teaching.
Florida ranks 50th in the nation in teacher pay.
We shared with them some of the comments these teachers left behind.
It gives me pause. It takes me a second to reflect on, is this the right decision for me? But when I look deep down, I'm like, it does not matter. This is what I want to do.
They know they're entering a challenging field at perhaps one of the most challenging times.
One of our textbooks is called Being an Effective Teacher in Challenging Times. Everybody understands that this is a very hard time to be an educator.
And while the words of teachers who left may be tough to hear,
I'm afraid things have only gotten worse since the pandemic.
This is a sad career to be in.
They're among the up-and-comers hoping to help the profession turn the page.
I also want to say for the teachers that are leaving for various reasons, the future of education is in good hands.
Take a drive just about anywhere in the Sunshine State, and it doesn't take long to see how popular golf carts have become here, on and especially off the greens. But as more of these low-speed wheels are hitting the pavement,
right through the doors,
high-impact crashes and incidents are reaching disturbing new levels. Here's a golf cart careening through a busy Tampa Bay Walmart several years ago.
I'm the police chief in Tampa.
A former city police chief flashing her badge to get out of a ticket. 2 years ago, a woman was caught driving drunk on I-95. And just last summer, a 3-year-old driving a golf cart in Fort Myers struck and killed his 7-year-old brother.
It's devastating.
You collapse.
Michael and Christine Carez know the heartbreak of losing a child in a golf cart crash.
There's nothing that can prepare you for that type of news.
7 years ago, their daughter Leah was among 3 friends killed in Pasco County while riding in a golf cart on Christmas Eve night.
The car was racing down back roads with no headlights. They took a golf cart and collapsed it down to 12 inches.
Since 2020, the number of Florida crashes involving low-speed vehicles, including golf carts, has nearly doubled. While nationwide, golf cart accidents are blamed for roughly 13,000 emergency room visits a year. In 2023, Florida lawmakers raised the legal age to drive a golf cart to 15 with a driving permit or license.
The laws governing golf carts in Florida really depends on where you live, but for the most part, you don't need a license or insurance as long as your golf cart doesn't go more than 20 miles per hour.
Even in Florida communities where golf carts rule the road.
Golf cart is our main mode of transportation.
With some 75,000 golf carts, the Villages in Central Florida is often described as the golf cart capital of the world, logging among the most golf cart crashes statewide, according to Florida Highway Patrol.
Do you see the benefit in maybe making the laws a little bit more strict to require everybody get their golf cart licensed and insured?
I don't think so. Most of us have it for liability.
In Tarpon Springs, insurance and license plates are mandatory on golf carts, regardless of how fast they go.
They'll go from nothing to 20 in a second.
Longtime resident Norman Hill contacted us to let us know, pitching why he believes these same rules should apply across Florida.
We feel safer in Tarpon Springs because we are regulated.
It's a topic that, for now at least, is not driving any kind of public debate and doesn't appear to be changing direction anytime soon.